Great. Here. Awesome. We'll wait for a few people to keep rolling in, and then we'll get started in 1 or 2 minutes. I think it'll be pretty much morning for everyone, so we'll give everybody a chance to grab their coffee. Awesome. The good thing is this will be recorded. So especially as people start kind of joining in as well, we'll give it a bit of chance and they can always catch up with the presentation after as well. So I'll go ahead and kick it off. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Airbnb and RateTiger, we're excited to present geodynamics, growth optimization, and online distribution across Asia Pacific. I know we've all been going through some pretty crazy times over the last few months as COVID-19 has really shook us all across the travel industry. But we're very hopeful that this webinar today can shed some light on some of the market trends we see today and how you can optimize recovery for your property through Airbnb and RateTiger. So to kick this off, I would like to present our speakers today. So we have Joy Takandong, who brings 7 years of experience from Airbnb, overseeing many of our Asia Pacific regions. Additionally, I would like to present as well Monish Singh, who is the Global Sales Director at eRevMax RateTiger with over 15 years of experience in the travel industry. And I am Ani Yaguno from the Connectivity Partnership team that has been working with both Hotel Tonight and Airbnb over the past 5 years, optimizing our partnerships with software providers like RateTiger. So today, we're going to talk a little bit about the regional trends we see on Airbnb, and then we'll dig a little bit into understanding our guest expectations and what customers are looking for since we started COVID-19 and how we can adapt to it. Additionally, after that, we're also going to talk a little bit about the benefits of working with Airbnb and then how you can really optimize and drive your strategies with RateTiger as well. At the very end, we will also have some time for questions and answers. So feel free to add on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen, or feel free to fill out the poll if there's anything you would like to ask during the presentation, and we'll do our best to get to it at the end. Awesome. So I would like to kick this off a little bit in where we are now. At Airbnb, we believe that the people's desire to safely connect and be with one another has only grown stronger as we've been apart. We're very appreciative, right? And our businesses have not yet fully recovered, but we are seeing very encouraging signs. And this is actually coming from one of the articles we published a few weeks ago, where we finally hit 1 million nights for the first time since COVID-19 started on July 14th. So that definitely gave us a good boost into very exciting recovery trends. So now let Joy kick us off with some of the regional trends and insights that we see across APAC. Oh, I think you're muted. I'm so sorry, Joy. I think you're still muted.
Okay, here.
There we go.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so this slide shows with you what are the top trends in the region. So even with the existing travel restrictions, we have seen that locals still want to travel, and they've also been searching nearby destinations. This may either be families that are going for staycations, or since most people are working from home, they want to stay in Airbnb, having that experience of a home away from home. 60% of all bookings on Airbnb we've seen lately were for listings in non-urban destinations. And these are destinations that are in provinces or where it's easy to do a road trip or maybe a 3-day weekend staycation. And lately, 90% of the APAC bookings are domestic as country level restrictions have eased for locals to be able to fly to domestic, and our local borders have actually opened up. We've also seen that 5% of year-on-year domestic bookings are across APAC. Thus, we encourage hosts to optimize these listings for local travelers, either by giving promotional discounts or having local language translations. So in some countries in Asia, travelers are going for road trips or cross local borders to provinces that have restrict access in both cities and non-urban areas. Like for example, in Malaysia, these are the top domestic destinations, including Kuala Lumpur, of course, like Johor Bahru, Penang, Cameron Highlands, Kuala Terengganu, and Port Dickson. Thailand too is getting more Airbnb stays in provinces other than in Bangkok, like in Hua Hin, Pattaya, Chiang Mai, and Phetchaburi. Taiwan, on the other hand, has a similar trend with getting non-urban destinations a lot more traction in Airbnb bookings, like in Chiayi, Hualien, Tainan, and Henan. So Airbnb has conducted a survey, and we've gathered these highlights to share with you. Guests have said that Airbnb has helped the local economy and neighborhood. Almost 43% of their spending they spend around their Airbnb listing areas. And most guests also have said that they are able to save more money by staying in an Airbnb that gives them more allowance to spend on all other things for their travel. In Malaysia, families are booking, So in Malaysia, families are booking more staycations and road trip vacations on Airbnb with their children and some with their parents, giving them more quality time to bond with their loved ones. Interesting to also see that 59% of these guests in Malaysia spent longer stay in Airbnb than in any other accommodation. And 52% of these guests have said that because they're staying in Airbnb, they got to explore and experience a new neighborhood. While in Thailand, 84% of those guests were able to visit those places, mainly because most of our Airbnb hosts give local expert tips on the ins and outs of the neighborhoods and the city. Annie, you're on mute.
Sorry, there we go. Now let's dig into understanding guest expectations and how to adapt to them in this new COVID-19 world. So at Airbnb, we have seen 4 large trends that have really helped us begin to recover over the last few months. The first trend kind of as Joy mentioned a lot, is nearby stays. We've seen over 50% of customers that are booking within 300 miles, which is why we have such a large campaign focused on domestic travel. With so many restrictions across borders due to COVID-19 and so much uncertainty, we've noticed that people really are going to travel local, at least for the next few months, as people start getting comfortable with it. And we highly recommend that you focus your efforts on how to drive local traffic to your property. And then our second pillar, a big trend that we've been focusing on, has been flexible cancellations. So guests are really looking for flexible or moderate cancellation policies if they're looking to book. Many are still unsure whether to do so or not. And just being able to offer these cancelable ones really gives them the confidence to book during these uncertain times. And now our third large pillar is longer stays. And when I talk about longer stays, what I really mean here is more than 28 days. So we've seen a really large trend, and usually about an increase of 15% year over year in stays that are beyond 28 days. And we feel like we're going to continue to do so as more customers are flexible to work remote, as people from large urban areas are moving into larger spaces, going and exploring outdoors. So what we really recommend is making sure to use promotional rate plans to really help drive a lot of those weekly or monthly discounts to help customers who are trying to stretch their budget be able to stay longer with you than they usually would. Especially if you consider many customers that usually would be booking flights and lodging now have more to spend on lodging as people are avoiding airlines for a little bit longer. And now, fourth, but not last, our next big pillar as well that we'll be talking about is our enhanced cleaning program that we were really designed to give customers the confidence to book again. This program is really meant to kind of help every property communicate and address what they're doing for cleanliness. There are several ways to display this. Obviously, hotels can always display this via reviews, via their profile description, or a lot of the cleaning programs that there is out there. And in general, we just want to kind of reiterate how important it is. And this is one of the biggest priorities that customers are looking for as they're planning to travel again. So as I mentioned, our first pillar is really nearby stays. And what we've done at Airbnb has been heavily investing in our landing page. So the first place you go to on Airbnb.com, you'll see all the options of where you can travel nearby. So we did a survey earlier this summer where 64% of customers planning a trip by car responded that they didn't know where they wanted to go yet. So we have really driven this campaign to help inspire a lot of our customers into a lot of different options, maybe many they hadn't even considered before, to really travel to new spots, hopefully less crowded destinations as well. Additionally, something else we've done relative to flexible cancellations is a cancellation filter. So this has been super helpful and really highly used, especially since COVID-19 has started. It helps those customers who really want to find properties that offer that cancellation policy be able to do so and filter by it. So make sure you're offering some flexible cancellations to really drive higher conversion for your property. Additionally, we are very excited to now have promotional pricing on Airbnb available through rate plans. So even though this is Hospitality 101, this is actually something quite new at Airbnb. And RateTiger is one of our first software providers to offer this. It allows the creation and the distribution of your pricing strategy, especially at Airbnb, since we have so many different types of unique inventory available. We have recently adapted the platform for hotels to be able to more easily send their rate plan pricing, as well as upgrading them to a new unique profile to really highlight and drive better conversion. So ideally, with this new promotional pricing, we really recommend that everybody try to take advantage and send weekly and monthly discounts that will really help drive a lot of value, especially as some of the cleaning costs can be a little bit more expensive now and turnover in general. So the longer guests stay, the more revenue it can drive for you all. And last but not least, a little bit more details about our cleaning initiative. This program is now available in over 75 countries, where hosts can opt into this program if they complete the requirements, and it will be merchandised on Airbnb to give the customers confidence to book. So here's an example on the right on what it will look like for anybody who is highlighting cleanliness. And there's several ways to do this, kind of as mentioned before. It can be through our program, it could be as well in through reviews or your profile description. But overall, what we're really saying is make sure you're addressing cleanliness topic in some portion across all your channels online. And here are a few samples as well of what we offer or what we recommend during our program. So for example, we highly recommend waiting up to 24 hours before your housekeeping team enters the space when a customer checks out. This way you're protecting your staff a little bit longer by waiting those 24 hours or more. It gives the chance for a lot of those COVID particles to die if there weren't any. That way it reduces the risk of somebody from your staff catching it. Another recommendation as well can be capping the number of guests in the rooms or social areas. And this can be adjusted according to your local government guidelines to really help minimize the exposure to other guests. And another example as well can be ventilation of rooms and common areas, not just when you're cleaning, but just overall in general. The more we can drive some fresh air kind of movement will really kind of help avoid any COVID situations. And then I know there are way too many requirements in this program, as we all do, and many of these are not requirements, many are also suggestions. So if you all are ever curious about this, you can always follow the links below or go to the Airbnb website and there'll be lots more information about our cleaning initiative.
Thanks, Annie. So next part would be more on focusing on why join Airbnb. We know that all of you hosts are also on other platforms, but these next few slides will show you like what's in it for you to be on Airbnb. And of course, we'd love for you to be one of our Airbnb hosts in the region as well. Okay, so you might be wondering how Airbnb is doing now. So far, we've had about more than 7 million listings and homes on Airbnb. It could either be a private room, a hotel, or a villa, and this is around the world. So we're present in more than 100,000 cities and present in more than 220 countries in the region. We've also had hosts that are managing listings remotely from Bali, but their listings are probably in Thailand. So we have a lot of hosts that are managing their listings like that. Okay, next is showing you about our guests, our community. So Airbnb, we have a diverse set of global audience of travelers that are able to book your place. So far, we've also had about more than 750 million guest arrivals all time ever since the company have started. And like so far, we've also had average of in one night, we've had 2 million guests staying in just one night alone in all Airbnbs. And there's 220 countries that Airbnb guests are able to book on our platform. So professional tools. So at Airbnb, we call you as our professional host. You have volumes of listings, you manage the properties, and we have tools and features in place to help you get more booking conversions and also managing how to manage your listings and optimizing your properties. And our team, we're tasked and our objective is to help you optimize your listings and how to improve it just so you get more searches and bookings on our platform. We also continue to market to our customers and growing trends in travel, like what Annie has mentioned about our Go Near campaign. So this is all that we're doing to also drive the demands to your listings. We've also been having a large number of our engineers to continue in making tools and integrations to support our professional host community and also the hotel community. So in terms of support, Airbnb has, So in terms of support, Airbnb has 24/7 support, and we have offices in Europe and Asia and also in US. Just so 24/7, you can call us and email our customer service team to be able to help you with your bookings, payouts, or your listing settings as well. We also have a performance hub, which gives you that detailed insights and how also to see how your accounts and listings are doing, giving you suggestions on what are the product features that you can opt in, what are the levers, or how the searches and the views and the bookings are doing in your accounts and your listings. So these are more of a personalized support to help you also grow your business. Okay. So in terms of the numbers and affordability of Airbnb, so we'd like to highlight this, that on Airbnb, when you list and activate your listings, it's free. The only time that you pay Airbnb for a host service fee, or which like you guys would call it like a commission, is only when you get the booking. So we would highly suggest for you to increase your marketing channels and really leverage on the kind of customers and travelers that we have and the marketing campaigns that we are doing. We encourage you to list on Airbnb. So also for our host service fee, once you get a booking, you pay Airbnb 15% for every booking, and there are no credit card processing fees, direct billing only, and no long-term obligation. What this means is, if, for example, you choose to list for this season and you want to try it first, like you haven't been a host on Airbnb, you want to try how is it for searches or inquiries, then you can try for maybe 1 or 2 months. If you see that okay, you've been getting a lot of inquiries and booking conversions, then you can continue. So it's a no long-term obligation, but of course we would want you to stay on Airbnb, and we'd help you with that also in terms of like giving you suggestions. In terms of payment or the payout, how you get your revenues or the money that you earn from Airbnb, you get it 24 hours after the check-in date, depending on the chosen payout method that you choose on once you set up your listing.
Awesome. And now we'll pass it on to Monish, who will kick us off and tell us a little bit more about RateTiger and how unified solutions will improve the hospitality industry.
Thank you, Annie and Joy, for the insightful presentation today. The flawless onboarding and the stats actually excites me to put my apartment to an Airbnb. uh, if people who don't know about RateTiger, just for them, like RateTiger is a complete CRS solution established back in 2001 and still growing. We working with various hotels, and Airbnb being one of our platinum partner, and we'll be connecting most hotels and apartments to Airbnb now. Uh, I can say with this experience in almost 3 to 4 months in at home, we all will bounce back soon with a new objective and a safer environment, where no matter how big or small your hotel is, each and everyone will adopt the startup culture as hotels are getting back to their experience pre-opening stage. What I say, you will be more smarter and agile to manage your future. Okay. Uh, with this new normal, what you can see on the screen, I'm sure you've heard this word various times, that there will be lots of expectation with how Joy mentioned already and Annie mentioned on the slide. There will be lots of expectation from the guest and the local government side too. They might look for many things. There will be stricter cleaning protocols, which already my colleagues spoken today, and they might look for self-check-in counters, which will minimize the human interaction. As you know, like many Japanese hotels have already installed this service robots in different part of the hotels to automate the services, right? Flexibility of cancellation, yes. As you've again read about this on the previous slides, that people are looking for towards the flexibility of the cancellation due to the travel advisory changing and day to day, like every day, right? As communication will play a bigger role during this time, because you need to be really in touch with your hotelier, like your guests, because you need to let them know what's going on in and around your city, or what is there. If you require any pre-arrival email, you need to send it to them, or if there's any food and beverage promotions going on in your hotel, you can always let them know. So the key area is to communicate with your clients and let them know what's happening in and around, which will also help you to be in touch with them, right? Sorry. I'm not changing the slide. It's in a, okay, sorry.
Technology is taking over.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, I clicked the, no worries. Yes, as we all seen historically, we've seen that technology has played a crucial role in the crisis situation where when there was a terror attack, metal detectors and various scanning devices got installed in many hotels and public places. So coming back to the back-end technology, where this is the time for you to improve your back-end technology too, where talking about RateTiger, as I've seen, like we have seen various development in different part of the technology in for if you take an example of PMSs, there are lots of contactless technology, which is the request is coming to the providers, and they are also developing it. Robot and self-cleaning, I've already mentioned about you. And when you talk about RateTiger, we've also evolved and we have now real-time pricing intelligence where you can, check your demand of your hotel. And also you have an integrated system where you can not only manage your distribution, you can see the analytics, how your OTA is performing, what are their numbers. So there's many things which you can see. As we've already seen again on Airbnb slides that domestic travel has grown really well. Staycation is really doing well. So we, from the data point of view and what we have seen the statistic in our areas, that staycation and the domestic travel has really increased. If you talk about few areas like South Korea, Thailand, Vietnam, we've seen Hong Kong, lots of domestic travel happening, and they are also creating the long stay packages to attract more guests to their hotel. And also the shortened booking window. As the booking window gets shortened, hotels need to attract early bookers with more incentives and flexibilities. Sorry, Annie, can you?
Yep.
Sorry. So this is the best time for you to, work on your distribution mix, where why I say that there are many expats or foreign nationals are held or stuck in your country, and my strong recommendation will be to offer them extended stay at 20% of your discount, or maybe of your room opening cost. And if they're not staying with you, you can design a takeaway menu and can also be another revenue generation point for you. We've spoken to many of our hotels and seen our reservation volume in different part of the world. Mostly people are reserving rooms for future dates, especially on weekends. Starting from the month of August itself, we have seen like a good surge there until December. Keep a close watch on your future bookings. Mostly these reservations are seen in Hong Kong, Vietnam, Thailand, and some part of South Korea in Asia Pacific region, and also Australia. As you already know, the first segment is to overcome will be a domestic leisure to travelers segment. So as various governments are also supporting the local hotels and are in talks to run a wellness tourism aligned with leisure travel. Keep a close relationship with your local OTA market managers and support them with flexible rates and cancellation policy for at least 6 months from now. So next time you're choosing a channel manager, what question you should or any connectivity partner, what question you should do to that particular partner or yourself. That you might ask, like, how many channel or room type per channel or and day can your channel manager manage, right? How well the interconnectivity between your hotel system, which is your PMS or CRS, or channel manager and OTA is, how stable it is. And also, will the reports give me the clarity to understand most productive and profitable channel? RateTiger can help you to do this. And also, the days are back where, when channel manager was only known for updating the rates and inventory or restriction. But there are lots of, with the innovation we have, as Annie already mentioned, that we are also now updating the promotional rates. So there are lots of changes going on, and we are looking forward to make sure that we can help you with this innovation. How we help our customers with our real-time connectivity and pool inventory. I'm sure many of us know here that channel manager helps you with to ensure that and to have an accurate availability so that room can be advertised across all channels at the same time without fear of overbooking. And for this, you really need to have a stable connectivity. And how RateTiger does that with a seamless update and the allocation management, where you can do you can sell your hotel rooms with as per your occupancy based rates, and also you can manage your restrictions in different extranet and restriction across your connected extranets here. As I've already said, like, it can minimize your overbooking too, and it can send you the alert, and automatic stop sell can be set on this. So this is one of our major part. Like, as I've already mentioned, like, since 2001 and now 2020, we have evolved as a CRS solution where we are a agile and fully customizable distribution hub where we can customize our CRS for you if you give us a chance. And four major, as you see, the RateTiger CRS at the center, where we have four main modules to it, like where I've already spoken about online distribution channels, where you can update up to 450 OTAs through us. I'm sure, like, we are connected with them, where it's real time, the ARI update to the channels, and the reservation delivery into the hotel system. When we talk about a channel manager, one should always know that what is the uptime reservation, like the ARI success rate or reservation delivery success rate. It's not we who speak this, but our OTA partners, they have recommended us and they've told us that we are somewhere around 99%, 99 to 97%. We have the stats. And along with online distribution, we do help our customers with our GDS and corporate programs to buy Lanyon. We're connected with almost like all the major GDS partners with us. We are connected with various booking engines in the world, and we can help you with your direct bookings, website development, and social selling along with meta search connectivity. We do help you to connect with not only with OTAs, the offline tour operators too, where you can sell your inventory to like hotel beds, GTA, Tourico, Make It Travel, or Jack Travel. Again, one more takeaway is this, that we are connected with major international OTAs, but we are also connected with the regional channels of different part of the world. Like in, say, if you are coming from Japan, we are connected with Rakuten, or if you're coming from Russia, we are connected with Oslo. So this is few example which make us international as well as a local company from different part of the world. Okay. Moving back to the next slide. Key benefits, why RateTiger? I get this question loads of time. But yes, as you can see on the screen, like we can widen your distribution of your inventory at lower cost. Cost playing a major role nowadays. We can always help you to optimize your revenue. Eliminates the need to manage separate extranets. Where you can only have a single screen and you can update all the channels directly. We can allow to create a distinct rate strategies per channel, which Annie was mentioning already. And we can also provide you the properties and chains the ability to build their own customized booking engine, and which can maximize the revenue through right mix of distribution of channels. Okay, so one fun fact and the RateTiger fact: hoteliers update their rates up to 10 times a day to secure occupancy levels, which is we have seen, and it's still happening. So next time again, when you are looking for your channel like connectivity partner, we have more offerings than that. We do have a business intelligence platform which can help you to understand marketplace, where like example, like when are they changing, when your competitions are changing rates or derivating from rate compliance, where are you placed in the relation to your competitive set across channels, and how can you effectively leverage rates to your best advantage. So we can help you with various reports. Now we have another module called RateTiger Shopper, and we've recently updated various new features to it, where we can help you with real-time competitive rate intelligence along of your for your competition, as well as where you can review your marketplace, what's your positioning in the market, what you can shop multiple parameters like rates, room type. You can identify your rate movement. You can monitor your competition in different set of data which we can provide you. You can self-shop yourself, or we can always provide you the rates through us. As you can see on the screen, hospitality technology need to be complicated. Need not be complicated, right? So RateTiger helps hotels to automate pricing, online channel connectivity, and room and rate distribution process, so that they can spend more time making guests happy. So give us the challenge, like let us help you, let us take care of your connectivity, and you need to be close to your guest now and make sure that you get back that old relation which you had already, right? So talking about RateTiger inclusions and support, like we as I've already mentioned that our system uptime is around 99.9%. We are ISO certified, and PCI certified too, along with GDPR approved company. We have 24/7 multilingual support, where we do not take off what we say. We have where we work 24/7 into 365 days, and it's not us, it's our 9,000 plus happy customers who are already speaking about this. So thank you, Annie, for this
Perfect.
opportunity. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask us.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Monish. Thank you all so much for joining us today. I hope this has been insightful and getting you excited to optimize on both Airbnb and RateTiger. So now we're getting ready to open up the floor for questions. I know there's a few questions that have already been submitted. So we'll start with those. And if anybody else has any other questions, feel free to also send them through. Additionally, I am going to leave this resource available in the meantime as we're answering questions. Just in case if you ever need more information about Airbnb or RateTiger, you can always direct here. But in the meantime, let's kick off some of these questions. So one of the first ones I see live right now from Anton is, I believe this is an Airbnb question. Listing fee is now increased from 3% to 15%. How is this from the guest side? As previously, there was also a fee paid by the guest. Great question. This is actually something that has come up at Airbnb for quite a few months back already. So this actually began when we had a lot of hotels in the platform that were very carefully monitoring their different pricing across. And our original fee at Airbnb is a 3%, and then an approximate between 11 and 13% that's shared with the guest. Because it was a shared fee, it was very difficult for a lot of people to sometimes adjust pricing. So what we created and launched quite a few months back was host-only fee, which is a way for a lot of our hosts to absorb the fee completely. That way the guest won't have to have any fees at all. Since this is more standard across how we operate with hotels and everything across the board, this is what has been our commission for hotels, hostels, and B&Bs in Airbnb, which is why it's a little bit different compared to the previous shared fee that there was before. Hope that helps answer a little bit. Now I'll go over to the next question. How does Airbnb ensure that the host properties adhere to COVID-19 health and safety protocols? Do you carry out proper audits? Great question. I know this is one of the first ones that kind of, as soon as we launched a cleaning initiative, everybody's like, how is this going to be monitored? So we've invested a lot in internal teams that are constantly checking and verifying anybody who's entering the enhanced cleaning program. And it is something that is verified every time as well to make sure it entitles continuity, since it is a pretty rigorous checklist of things they have to fulfill. A certain booking buffer between somebody checking out and the cleaning service going in, and when the next person can check in, as well as specific types of cleaning materials that they need to use with at least 60% alcohol. So we do have a team that goes in and verifies, and we continually keep monitoring reviews and everything to make sure they're kind of continuing on these standards as well. And this merchandising can always be removed if they don't comply with some of these programs. The idea is to really be as transparent as possible with our guests. As there is so much uncertainty, we really try to kind of be as accurate as possible in what we're reassessing in our enhancement program, even as amenities. So we try to motivate all of our hosts to be very transparent on maybe the shared pool isn't open right now, so make sure to share that on your profile. So we try to do the same with cleaning standards. And there are other ways to also describe your cleaning standards if you do not fulfill the entire requirement. It wouldn't go into this program with the specific merchandising, but we have noticed that some people will add it to the description and just be like, hey, I am addressing cleanliness by doing this, 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 in more details. Awesome. This is a two-part question that came up from someone. It says, how many new listings have Airbnb received, or how many new listings have been created on Airbnb since May 2020? Great question. I don't know exactly how many listings. I do know the volume has been pretty significant. We never stopped getting inbounds of requests of people wanting to join Airbnb since COVID started. And even in the last few months, it's actually increased a lot. So it's significant. We do have a bit of a backlog going, but we try our best to accommodate as best as possible everybody coming through. This is actually one of the reasons as well that we are promoting for anybody that wants to sign up for Airbnb, who's here from RateTiger, to go through your RateTiger reps, because this way you're able to access our new unique hotel profiles as well, and kind of help you through the entire process with both the RateTiger customer support team and our team as well. Since there has been a very large volume of interest over the last few months. And then the second part of this question is, there are hotels and properties who are not participating online, but more involved with local offline travel agents. Does Airbnb list such hotels? If so, how is Airbnb providing a more personalized service to them? Great question. We do have several properties that are like this, that are not present online anywhere else. And this is almost a little bit how Airbnb started. So we started really being a platform that was really anybody's home, willing to come in, a shared room, a shared space. So we have a lot of hosts who actually are not on other online platforms. And what we've done is really design Airbnb to be a super easy to use extranet. They can manage their calendars, easily update availability, a lot of protections against oversell. So it's really been designed to help all types of properties. And the more that we've had unique type of inventories, we have tree houses, yurts, teepees, small castles, cottages, hotels, B&Bs, so many different types of properties. We've tried our best to kind of make sure our extranet covers everybody's needs, including if they're very much offline. They would have to operate Airbnb online a little bit, but it doesn't mean they have to be connected through someone else. We just have seen that it is very popular for especially the hotel industry to use a lot of amazing software partners, similar to RateTiger, just for easier management, to avoid oversell. And obviously, the more rooms you have, the more you need to be able to balance this out as well.
I think that we have one speaker speaking about something. Radha, I think you sent another question asking if RateTiger can help hotels to increase domestic travel. Yes, as I said, like we're known to be a local from different part of the world, because as we are not only connected with the international partners, we are connected with the local channels from different part of the world. So we make sure that we can help you to drive local businesses. I still see a hand.
Awesome.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, hi. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Radha.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I think I forgot your name. Annie. Yes. I wanted to quickly ask you. You were answering my question. You mentioned calendar. So is it that you are providing a calendar service or an app that the hotels can use without having to log into your site to make the rooms available or close out dates, like an iCal or something?
Great question. They would have to log in to their Airbnb account, but it is something that they can just manage easily on the Airbnb extranet. The Airbnb extranet really creates a unique profile for them of who that person is, who is hosting, and it opens up a calendar just for easy management of what days are booked and what days are available. But it is something that they would have to access online. It just doesn't mean you have to be connected through other software providers, but just through Airbnb directly. So we enable both.
Okay.
So people who want to do either.
Great. Thanks, Annie.
Of course. Awesome. Let me see if there's any other questions. Awesome. And then just in case, I know in general, I was getting a lot of questions of where do we see recovery, which is a great question. It's super different, super diverse across different countries, different cities. As both Manish, Joy, and I have kind of touched on before, we've really seen domestic travel be the first one to recover. And this has really varied heavily across the board. So for example, some of the trends we've seen is maybe Latin America is running a little bit further behind in recovery compared to some of the countries we've seen in Asia, South Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, some of these other ones that are recovering a lot quicker. compared to maybe a Brazil or a Mexico. They're still recovering, but I think they're a little bit in the later waves of COVID. So we're expecting to see that recover a little bit later on. Same with Europe. They were kind of ahead of the curve here as well. So we've seen them recover as strongly as almost the US and some of these first Asian countries too. And same thing, we can't really generalize for an entire region because it does vary by country a lot. And borders are super different across one another. But at least we have seen very promising results. So we are very optimistic of how this is going to look like. So ideally, kind of, we can help each other out as we continue to recover.
Yeah. Yesterday we heard about the news that Indonesia signed a treaty with UAE to have a travel bubble with them. So that's kind of a good news, and I really want Indonesia to come back strong because it depended on the tourism.
That is a huge news, yeah. Indonesia is a huge international hub, so it is definitely going to benefit a lot from this new travel bubble.
Right.
And it seems like that is kind of the norm a little bit. Countries, as they do lift some of the restrictions, they open it up to certain kind of testing out the waters in how it'll look like.
And Joy, my question to you, how it looks like in Singapore. So you're based in Singapore, right?
Yes, I'm based in Singapore, but I'm managing a Philippines and Indonesia market. Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think, what hoteliers are talking about and what they're saying that, what they're looking at when guests will be there?
Yeah, so to share with you, like Bali, actually from last week, they started accepting domestic travelers. And it was actually in the news that on the first day itself, there were about 4,000 travelers. And they've been seeing a trending up in terms of like domestic travelers booking and also coming into to Bali. And next up will be in September 11 will be the start where Bali will be accepting international tourists.
Very
So, yeah, so we're really hoping on that as well. And a lot more of countries in Asia are opening up first for domestic travels. That's why we are like this Go Near campaign would really serve much more for our hosts. And then of course later on the international borders will open up as well.
Yeah. And I think this all goes in a line and being like, we want to promote travel, but also a safe way to travel as well. Because I think we all want to kind of do this as controlled as possible. And we are living in a new norm, but hopefully kind of also rebounding eventually to back to normal travel. So hopefully we can keep those aligned.
And we've seen again, like pre-COVID, there was some investment happening towards, real estate. And we had this luxurious apartments coming in various parts of the world. Say in Philippines, Vietnam, there are various Japanese chains and who are investing there. So I'm sure we would love to see the new comeback of the Airbnb, because now Airbnb is no more only apartments, it's hotels too. And a hotel, and you're accepting almost each and every people now. So I'm sure. So what do you think, like now, is there any ease of process which you have done on, like I understand, as we've already mentioned, like people staying at Indonesia can manage Thailand, if they have their property in Thailand, they can manage. So do you have any legal, like you sign up a contract with them, like, or it's just online thing? You mean like if I have a property in Thailand, say for an example, and I'm in India, I can sign up that particular apartment at your like BNB, right? Okay.
Yes, so you remotely manage your listing. So if, for example, you are a property manager in Bali, but you have listings in Thailand, you can manage it all under one account.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, and just that person will cover liabilities.
Okay.
But yeah, we're all kind of global, right? Even hotel management. Sometimes you're managing also properties that are based in other cities or other countries now. So we see that.
So that's helped us now. Like we are a cloud-based solution, like since the last 5 years now, 5 years, and you can manage. And there are some revenue managers managing Vietnam from US. So you can understand.
And we've also been working with several hotel chains that are based, their HQ are either in Malaysia or in Singapore. We work with them through onboarding, and then we also work with their country offices to help them optimize their listings.
Okay.
Awesome.
Great.
Yeah. Awesome. And the one core thing that we really do focus on in Airbnb is we want to make sure it's good quality hosts. People who like hosting, they want to host, they want to make a great experience for all the customers that we are receiving. So it's kind of really one of our core values that we really want to be able to sustain, and we really keep a close eye on as we keep scaling as well. Making sure no matter the type of inventory that you are, if you're a hotel or a cottage or a tiny house, a house on wheels, making sure you are providing an amazing service to customers.
Lovely.
So, well, I think I haven't seen other questions come up, and we are hitting close to time. So I just wanted to say one big thank you, Monish, Joy, and everybody who has joined today. I hope this has been insightful, and hopefully we all keep each other in touch and working through this together as we work through this new norm and working towards recovery. If you guys ever have any other questions, you want to reach out to the RateTiger team or to us at Airbnb, please feel free to use all of these resources and reach out to us anytime. Awesome. Thank you all.
Thanks, Danny.
Thank you. Thank you, Joy. Bye, Annie.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Monique. Thank you, Parna. Thank you,
Thank you all.
everyone, for joining.